Hi, I'm Michael and this is California. And today we're going to talk about another group of businesses that have been hit really hard by this lockdown and the pandemic. So I know a lot of folks think about restaurants, think about bars, think about schools and things like that that have really been hit hard by the lockdown and the pandemic. But a lot of us don't think about where a lot of that food comes from, and with that decrease in demand, how that affects people who are producing that food. So today we're going to talk about farmers, mainly because there is a new program that's going to put $19 billion into the pockets of small and medium farmers called CFAP. So although there's not a lot of information about the program, there is some general information about who's going to be eligible, how much someone can get, and when they can apply. So those are the three things we're going to cover today. Now, before we do that, if you like this information, if you find it interesting, you find it useful, find it helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. Okay, so first let's talk about CFAP in general. So CFAP is a program that was authorized under the CARES Act to get $19 billion into the pockets of small to medium farmers. It's managed by the USDA or the FSA, the Farm Service Agency, that's going to help get through the process of getting the applications and everything submitted. And it opens up on May 26th. So that is this week. Now, some of the great things about the program is, one, that it's really meant to help farmers who have losses or have lost money as a result of price declines. Another great aspect of it is that it is not a loan, so it's direct assistance. So it's not money that farmers and ranchers ever have to pay back. And it includes a large variety of agricultural producers like farmers or ranchers. Now, let's talk about who is eligible for CFAP. And so the primary thing that they're going to look at is if you've had a decline or a loss in your farm. So in fact, they say if you have a 5% or greater decline or had a loss due to market change distribution as a result of the pandemic, then you can apply for this program. And realistically, for those farmers out there who are getting affected by all this lockdown and pandemic stuff, they are going to be real easy to show that they've had that 5% decline. Also, you need to be able to be working in the agricultural sector that they are covered. So there's a list of all the types of farms and ranches that would be included in this program. So there's things like non-specialty crops or like corn or canola, there's wool, there's livestock, dairy, there's fruits and avocados and beans and nuts. So there's a huge list of them, and I will put the list in the link down below so you can take a look and see if any of those crops that you work with or the agricultural areas that you work in are going to be covered. But it's quite a large list. And then also they're going to say that it can be applied for a legal entity or for a single person, but they need to be able to show that their gross income, their AGI, their adjusted gross income, is less than $900,000 on average for the years of 2016, 17, and 18 combined. So if you can show you had a 5% decrease this year, if you can show that you work in the agricultural sectors that they are covering, and if you can show that you have income less than $900,000 on average, then this is going to be a program that you can definitely apply for. But as you notice, that $900,000, that means that it's include lots of smaller farmers, but also some pretty medium. But it's not really going to be there for those big, giant agricultural established kind of corporation. All right, so let's talk about the big question, which is how much direct assistance could you actually get for your farm? And it's really going to vary from farm to farm and some of their own personal information. But for example, for a single person or a legal entity, you can get a limit of up to $250,000. For a corporation, an LLC, a limited partnership, you may receive up to $750,000 based on your shareholder size. So for example, a single shareholder, you can get up to $250,000, two shareholders, you get up to $500,000, and three shareholders, you can get up to $750,000, which is the max. Now, I think they learned a little lesson from the PPP and the EIDL in programs like this where they're distributing money to businesses who need it, because in those other programs, it disappeared right away because it's first come, first served. But with this program, with the CFAP, you're going to get an 80% distribution up front and then 20% later. That way they have a 20% cushion to continue help people enrolling and help people get the money when they need it instead of all of it disappearing right away. But needless to say, $250,000, that's a good amount of money to help you keep your farm running and going so that when the demand does return, it doesn't have such a lag time getting those foods out to folks who need them. Now, finally, let's talk about how and when you can apply. So tomorrow, May 26th, is when the application process begins. And you're going to be able to do some of it online, or you can make calls to them, but you will not be able to do it in person because all the FSA offices are currently not accepting people walking in. Information that you're going to want to have on hand is obviously your name, your address, your personal information, as well as tax ID information farm operating structure, as well as adjusted gross income compliance certification to ensure eligibility, and direct deposit information so they can send you the money if you are eligible. There's some additional forms as well. I'm not going to list them all off. I'll put the link down below for you, but like CC901, CC941, CC942, and a couple other forms that you're going to want to have filled out and ready to go. The reason being is if there's anything that we've learned from applying for the PPP or the EIDL is that if people are doing it over the phone, and that's really one of the only ways to do it, it is going to be tough to get a hold of somebody, especially because it's first come, first serve. So if you get a hold of someone, you want to make sure that you have all the documents ready to go. That way you can get them submitted and get them in as soon as possible. That way you can make sure that you have the best chance of actually getting some of these funds. So again, that's going to open up tomorrow, May 26th, and you got to do it online or do it via the phone. And once that happens, I'll make a new video to go over how that process looks once we see it tomorrow when we get all the new information about how it can apply. But take a look at the link down below. It's going to have lots and lots of information about who can apply, when you can apply, what forms you need, and that should be a big help to get you started so that once you get on the line with somebody who can help you through this application process, you will be ready to go. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this information, if you found it interesting, you found it useful, found it helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. Also, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. We would love to see your comments and questions. We'll be happy to make a new video or make a new post to answer them as soon as we can. Now, we here at California, we know health insurance, whether it's private health insurance or Covered California or Medicare or Medicaid or Medi-Cal, or even health insurance for your small group, we can assist you with all of that as long as you live here in California, and our services are 100% free. So if you have any comments or questions about your health insurance, put those down below as well. I'll be happy to walk you through that process. Now, other than that, I'm Michael, and this is California, wishing you a happy, healthy day.